Okay, so we're gonna start off with this look by priming my face, and I just go ahead and use this ColourPop oil that keeps my face really hydrated because this weather makes it so dry. Now I'm using an e.l.f. primer and just putting it all over my face to prime my face. And then I'm using the Infallible foundation. And yeah, I really love this one because it's kind of my perfect shade and it covers all my imperfections. Okay, and then here's me realizing that I didn't have to put foundation all over my face because I was gonna do a different look with half of it. So you don't have to put foundation all over your face. Okay. Now I'm going ahead and completing this half of my face by adding concealer. And then I use the Infallible, no, not the Infallible, the little, I forgot the name. But now we're using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I love this bronzer. It's been my favorite for a while. And I just go really off with this and just put it all over my face because, you know, I love a good bronze. Okay, next I'm just powdering my face to set my concealer and my foundation. And I apply it wherever I didn't apply the bronzer. And then I don't really bake, I just leave it on for a little bit. Next we're actually gonna start the look. So I'm using some glue, but you could use some latex, rubber latex, but I didn't have any, so I'm using some glue and some tissues. And we're creating a cut here. So we're just applying the glue and then applying the thin layer of tissue paper. And then I'm doing the exact same thing following that line that I drew. I don't know why I drew that line. I think it was unnecessary because we're gonna cover it up anyways, but it was just like a reference point for me. So I'm adding glue all over, and then I'm adding a thin line following that whole line of tissue. And then this was taking me a while and it was messy. I just used a brush to add the glue all over and then add another layer, and I kept on doing that until I got enough layers that I thought the tissue and glue were secure enough on my face. You can see I was really concentrated with this and ripping a whole bunch of tissues.
Perfect.
Okay, so after I let that dry for a little bit, I decided to do my eyes, and I'm just doing a simple blue look. So I took a light blue all around my crease, and I used the James Charles palette. As you can see, I'm using it in every video. It just has really nice colors, to be honest. Anyways, I'm watching a show right here, so I kind of got distracted, so I'm sorry. It was at the good part of the show. And then I decided to just add that blue all over my lid and just make it a big smoky blue eye look. And then I follow that down to my waterline. And I just keep on blending and blending. And this eye look is very simple, but you can honestly do whatever eye look you want. And I decided to add some glitter on the lid, just quickly applying it, and it's a blue glitter from the same palette. And now I'm doing my brows a little just to give them a little more intensity. So I just use a dark brown eyeshadow and a pointed angled brush. I just brush that through. Okay, now I'm seeing if the thing is dry. And since it is, I'm gonna start cutting. Oh, and then I messed up right there. The glue came off from that corner, but I did go ahead and continue cutting a little cut through there. You just have to be careful not to cut your face, but yeah, it's not too bad. I was just struggling because my scissors were not cutting. But I cut out a little hole on there, like a little cut. And see, I was struggling, but it worked out. And then I just kind of unstuck the paper from that side of my face. And careful, I know I had like scissors on literally close to my eye, but I was careful. Now I'm going in with some foundation and actually putting it all over that tissue part because we want to make it look like it's skin. so we can't really leave it white. So I just added foundation all over it. And this took a while too. It's all a process. And I used that same Infallible foundation with a little brush. I started using a beauty blender, but it was hard to get into those small crevices, so I just decided to use a smaller brush. And now I'm using some translucent powder and just setting all that just so it's not too wet and it dries down. And the foundation dries down and it looks more natural. I mean, as natural as it can look. Now I just added some lashes real quick just to finish my glam side look. And then I did go ahead and add some bottom mascara. I almost poked my eye there. And then some mascara on the top to put my lashes together. Okay, now we're gonna start the bloody side. So I did go ahead and use that red shade from the James Charles palette and kind of like a stippling brush, and I just patted it onto all that side of the face. And I'm not adding any, I'm not like doing my makeup at all on this side. It's just gonna be a red look, like kind of like a flesh, like a bloody flesh look, I guess. And then I used a little brush to get in between those little crevices. And then I did go ahead and add some red on the cut as well. And then I took that black and I hit myself with my palette, like always. I took some black and gave it some more like darkness to it. And then I decided to do my lips. I'm like all over the place with this look. I would keep on going from one side to the other side. And then I added some highlighter with that face shade from the James Charles palette. And now we're gonna take the fake blood. And I got this from Walmart. It was like super cheap. And I'm just using a little brush so I can add the blood on the little cut. And this, there's really no way to do it. You just have to add red shadows, add black shadows, add the fake blood, kind of to make it as realistic as you can. I don't know if I did that, but I tried. And then I just went ahead and added that red blood all over the cut. And I was kind of getting tired of using that little brush, so I ended up just using a bigger brush and adding some of that blood on my face with that same stippling brush, just to make it look a bit more realistic and give it some more, like a more wet look. And then I went ahead and just took that whole tube and added some kind of dripping blood, and I was careful not to get it on my eye or actually drip it on the ground. As you can see, I was trying to like balance so the blood wouldn't like fall down further. And actually that's pretty much it for the look. It's a quick look, you just have to wait a bit for the glue to dry, but I really love how this turned out. It's kind of scary, it's kind of glam, and then if you add a little hat, you can become a little Red Riding Hood. Just get your basket and all that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed recording it. It was really fun, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!